ఆర్గనైజర్ అయ్యంట అందుకే ఇద్దరికి వచ్చింది. Yeah. We'll make it present also. Okay. Yesterday we set up WebDriver project, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Can you give me controls on your keyboard and mouse? So we have start driver class here. As I explained, you need driver to control Chrome browser through WebDriver. Okay. Class ఉంది కదా, so you should parameterize it. Like if you write it like this, no, based on the parameter, based on the browser you need to test, you can initialize the driver. So here what I am doing is I am taking browser as parameter, right? If you pass the browser as Chrome, I am initializing the Chrome driver.
Yes.
And I need this property WebDriver.Chrome.driver property should be set, and as a value you should provide the path for the Chrome driver. Since Chrome driver is in our project, I am directly giving it as Chrome driver.exe. Okay.
Okay.
If you don't have Chrome driver in your project, that means you placed it in some other directory, you should provide the absolute path like c:/drivers from Chrome driver.exe, like that you should provide. Okay. You should not give
Okay.
Yeah. Then using Chrome options, I am maximizing the window. This command is for maximizing the window. And I am utilizing the Chrome driver, I am passing the options. So based on the options, the browser will be maximized. But in Firefox, you can use this command, driver.manager, window.maximize. So you can copy this code in all your classes. So there is no change at all. So to open browser, you can use this code. After that, our logic will come. So driver.get, so that is to open the browser. After opening the browser, you should wait, right, till the page is getting loaded.
Yes.
For that, you need to implement WebDriver wait. But for beginners, it will be really difficult to understand WebDriver class and implement the condition, because it will be like this. There is a function WebDriver. So you need to write it like this. For me also, it took a lot of time to understand the coding practices. So that's why I don't suggest you to learn these things. So wherever you are using WebDriver, copy this code, copy this class. Okay.
Okay.
And I have three types of waits here. One thing is wait for page loaded. It will wait till the page is getting loaded.
Okay.
If the browser is loading, at the top left corner of any URL, if you open a new tab and if you open any URL, at the top you will see a refresh button, right?
Yes.
If you click on any button or link on your page, if that icon is revolving, means your page is loading, your entire page loading. Okay.
Okay.
At that situation, you can use wait for page loaded. Sometimes what will happen, they will use AJAX calls. AJAX means asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of AJAX is, instead of loading the entire page, they will load certain portion of the page.
Okay.
Like I will give you one example. Like I have designed a website for my school. Okay. So in one page I am displaying my students. First, all students will be displayed. If I select first class, only first class students will be displayed. Like that I have written some logic. Okay.
Okay.
So when I was displaying students, the entire page is getting loaded.
Okay.
When I select this section, there is no need to load the entire page, right? I need to load only the student's select box.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
In such cases, we will use Ajax calls.
Okay.
So in your website, if they use Ajax call, you can't you can't wait using this wait for page loaded.
Okay.
So in such cases, you should use wait for element presence or wait for condition. Wait for element presence. What will it do is, it will wait till the presence of that element. Hello? Hello, Swati? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yeah, Swati.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, if you have others calls in your page, you can't rely on wait for page loader. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
In such cases, you should use either wait for element presence or wait for condition. If
Okay.
wait for condition, we'll give some condition. Based on that condition, it will wait for the page is getting loaded.
Okay.
Wait for element presence, we will provide an element. Like if you see login, login page of Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
after login, few things will come, right? Like news feed and write posts. Some buttons will come, right? After login.
Yes.
So you
Mm-hmm.
can wait till the page appears on the page.
Okay.
So like that also you can do. Wait for page loaded. What will it do is, I will show you. Small screen. If you see here, for every document, there is a property named ready state. Document dot ready. This will, it will be written as complete only when the page is getting loaded. Okay.
Okay.
If this bar is idle, then only it will be written as 0. Let me try by refreshing the page.
Okay.
So I am reloading the page. Shit. Yes, reloading itself, I should try. Okay. I will try with some other. So YouTube will take a lot of time, right? My site
Yes.
is loading too quickly. That's why I'm not getting it. So document that ready state is complete. If I reload the page, Oh, okay, let me show it on my screen because I'm controlling your voice. You are able to see my screen?
Yes.
So I've opened my console. Document.
Hello and welcome to Cover Story. This week we have with us senior BJP leader Dr.
So I have document ready state equal to complete. Let me try. See, loading came right.
Yes.
Interactive came right.
Yes.
Right. Complete. Okay, when the page is loading, this property value will change. First it came as loading. Okay.
Okay.
After that it changed its stage as interactive. It state as interactive. When the page is getting loaded, its state will be stored as complete. Okay.
Yes.
So if the page is loading, we can rely on this property. We can rely on the property of the document. So now let me make you as organizer. I have code in your machine. Can you give keyboard and mouse to me? Yeah. Oh, oh shit. Can you open Eclipse, Swati? It's coming and going. Yeah. Now it's fine. So if you see wait for page loaded, I have implemented a function named check page load status.
Oh, yes.
You see here, yeah, here I am checking whether document.ready state equals to complete or not.
Okay.
So I am instructing WebDriver to wait till this document.ready state will return complete.
Okay.
So for you it would be really difficult to implement it by your own. That's why I have this code in my blog also.
Okay.
If you go to, if you miss this code now, you can go to my blog in tips and tricks. You can type wait.
Okay.
So you can get a post named WebDriver wait implementation. So if you click on that, you can get this driver utility class. Okay.
Okay.
So what will you do is in all your WebDriver projects, set up this class.
Okay.
If you are if your page is loading now, then call driver util dot wait for page loaded.
Okay.
If the page is not getting loaded now, then use either wait for condition or wait for element presence. What a wait for element presence will do is it will wait till an element is getting present in the next page. First let me
Okay.
wait for page loaded. So here I am entering driver. So So the name for this is Q. So in WebDriver, driver dot, to find an element, you should use this API, so the find element. Earlier in Selenium RC, we didn't see any API to find the element, right?
Yes.
There you will perform action. To perform that action, you will give the identifier.
Yes.
I will tell you the difference between them. So this is more object oriented when compared to RC. That's why many people are using WebDriver, and it doesn't need server also, right?
Yes.
That is one advantage of it. And it is more stable when compared to RC because it's relying on browser scripts instead of Selenium own scripts.
Okay.
By that we see, right, earlier we used to give name equal to, right,
Yes.
but here you need to call like this: driver dot find element. In as a parameter you should pass your by condition. By what you are trying to find: by id, by name, by link text, by css selector, by class name. These are all we have seen. By xpath we know, right? Xpath selector is
Yes.
there. So to use xpath selector you should call by xpath. Okay.
Okay.
To use css selector you should pass css. To use id you should pass id. To use name you should pass name. And to we have link, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you, uh, yeah, to use link, you should call link text. Apart from that, WebDriver came up with three other partial link text. Earlier, what will happen? No, the entire link text is match.
Okay.
Here, if you call partial link text, no, if you pass some of the text in the link, then it will work. Sometimes what will happen? No, link contains some random numbers. If I am giving like name 123. That will change. In the next one it would be name 245.
Okay.
In such cases you can't pass the text of the link, right? If the link text is randomly changing,
Okay. Yes.
then you can pass some part of the link. Like if you give name, it will give the name.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, like that, yeah. So you can use partial link text for that, and you can get the elements by tag name. You don't have this option in Selenium RC. By tag name means we have elements, input elements, we have div elements, scan elements, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if you give the tag name as input, it will find all the input elements in your page. Okay, like that he will manage. And class name. So we have ID attribute, name attribute. Like that we have class attribute also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to find element based on the class attribute, you can call class name.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, these things we need to uh, explore in the next classes. So for now, let me write driver dot find element by name,
Okay.
because we have name attribute right there. So I will give it as Q. So that is the search box, right? So if I find an element, it will return me some web element. On that element, I have API like click, type, and all. Search box is there, right?
Yes.
After finding the element, I can do whatever I want. I can clear that, I can click on it. So there is an API named send keys. We are using type, right? Selenium.type.
Yes.
The equivalent to type in Selenium WebDriver is send keys. So if you find a text element and if you call send keys on top of it, it will enter the text in that field. Okay.
Okay.
But the good thing here is, if you want to do two operations on same element in Selenium RC, two times you need to find the element because there we are the first. I will explain in this way. So I am calling Selenium.focus first, and then I am calling Selenium.type copy. Okay, for Selenium.focus, I gave the identifier, I gave the locator. It identifies the element, but it's not returning me anything, right?
Yes.
So it will identify the element, it will perform the operation. Again, I am calling Selenium.type. Again, I am giving the identifier. Even I identify the element previously, I am not utilizing that element because it's not returning me anything, right? So if you want to perform 10 operations on top of an element, you should find that element 10 times
Okay.
in Selenium RC because it's not letting anything. But in case of WebDriver, when when you are finding first time itself, it will return you the web element. So on web element, you can do n number of operations. So you can find the element once and you can do n number of operations on top of it. So performance wise, it is more quicker when compared to Selenium RC. Okay. Your voice is too low, Swati. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. It's not too audible, but better than earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's good. Send keys. Hello. As we discussed earlier, there is no need to run Selenium server. I am directly calling get Java. Do you have any security setup in your laptop copy?
సెక్యూరిటీ లేదు యాక్చువల్గా మొన్నటిదాకా మెకాఫీ ఉండేది అది కూడా లేదు యాక్చువల్ తీసేస్తాను.
Why is it stopping only local computers are available? Every program will work in my laptop. If you try to run it in your laptop, it is doing it. So let me try with Firefox. There is some problem with your phone. Then compared to all other modules, Firefox security issues are very less.
ఓకే
In all other browsers, you will face these kind of issues. Based on your laptop setup and all, sometimes it doesn't open the browser.
ఓకే
So if you see here, it opened the browser, it waited till the page is getting loaded and it entered hello. Okay?
ఓకే
Yeah, like that. So you can use this code anywhere. So I will tell you one wait condition. So for suppose, let's assume that it's a Ajax call. Okay?
ఓకే
So you can't rely on wait for page loaded. So in such cases, I told you right. So after loading the page, this search icon will come. Otherwise, this search inbox will come. Okay.
ఓకే
In such cases, you can use this API driver util dot wait for element regions. You can give driver here. And it's asking locator, right? Locator is nothing but by locator we should provide by dot name by dot name equal to so we will run the program without any wait condition.
ఓకే
Let me run it directly. Here my page is loading too quickly, that's why you are not getting the test. But if the page takes enough time now and your machine is too quick, it doesn't have any other process running, I guess, that is loading the page too quick. But if the page is taking time to load, then you should meet these wait conditions. So in case of Ajax come, you wait for element presence. Wait for page loader, you just need to pass the driver. That means the driver will pass the context of your project. But in case of wait for element presence, along with your driver, you should pass an element for which you need to wait. So here I am waiting for the box, search box, right? So the identification logic for the search box is by name, whose name is equal to Q. Okay. Like that we can write. Let me run it with this wait condition. If you get there, it entered text, right? Hello.
Yes.
Like that it will work. So it's working. It's waiting till it is getting good. So that's it, Swati. So now I will explain how to identify the elements using WebDriver and all.
Okay.
We will go one by one. I did this setup, right? So you, after listening this class, you can start writing test cases using WebDriver also. Use this setup, okay? Create a new class for yourself and first copy this initialize driver code in that new class and call initialize driver. You can pass either Firefox or Chrome. After from here your test case will start. So you should call driver.get to open a browser. Then you should call driver util dot wait for page loaded or wait for element presence to wait till the page is getting loaded. Then you can do whatever you want. You can identify the elements, you can type on it, you can click on it, like that you can do. Okay. Yeah, so now I am switching back to my machine. So I'm creating new class. So when I create a new class, I should copy this code, initialize driver. and this is a property. I'm declaring a class level, so you should also declare whatever reference at class level. Then you can have a main method. In that main method, you should have this initialize driver call. So this is the setup sorting. For anything, you need to set up your class like this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, after this, you can start writing the test case. So let me try with this book automate test. So we have seen several types, right?
Yes.
So to open the URL, what API I told you, driver.get.
So,
Driver.get. Okay. Then we should call the driver utility dot wait for page loader driver. Then driver dot queue. So let me run this. What will happen? We will see line by line. Debug that Java application. It's open. So it initialize the driver Swati. So initialization means it will just open the browser. Okay.
okay.
So sorry, there is no call to driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. That's why it didn't maximize the window. For now, let me maximize it.
Okay.
Okay. So driver dot get. I called driver dot get. So the URL got opened right in the browser.
Yes.
So I am calling wait for page loaded. Since the page is getting loaded, it opened it. And I am calling driver dot close. So
Okay.
if I call driver dot close, it got closed right.
Yes.
Yeah. And there is one more API named driver dot quit Swati.
Okay.
Why do we need quit means if you have alert box in your page, you can't use close because if alert box is there, it doesn't allow you to close it.
Okay.
If you use quit now, that will terminate. There are two types. Let me explain. So this is Firefox, right?
Yes.
If I open a browser, I can close it in two ways, Swati. Okay,
Okay.
this is called close. Okay, I closed the Firefox browser, right?
Yes.
Let me close it in another way. So I have some Firefox. So I will go to processes. This is Firefox.exe, right?
Yes.
If I click end process tree, it's gone. Okay.
Okay.
So we can tell it in two ways, right? So I will tell you the necessity of driver.quit when we supposed to use driver.quit. So let me go here. Online training. I am clicking alert. Okay. So after clicking alert, without accepting this okay, if I try to close the browser, it doesn't allow.
Why
Okay.
doesn't allow?
Then that's the behavior of browser, Swati. So if we give some alert, no, without clicking on alert, you can't do anything. If I try to type something, if I try to click on this button, it doesn't allow. That's the behavior of alerts. If you get alert on a page, first you should read that message and you should accept that alert. That means you should click on OK. Then only you can continue with remaining operations on that page. Okay.
Okay.
It's not specific to my alert, it's the behavior of alert. On any page you can see the behavior. You can see this kind of behavior. Okay.
Okay.
So if I click OK, then I can do anything. Okay.
Okay.
So if some alert present, then you can't close the browser using driver.close.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me try this in Firefox itself. I will tell you. So if I click alert, no, I can't close it.
Okay.
This guy is allowing. This is new feature in Firefox, I guess. It should not allow actually. Most of the browsers doesn't allow to close it. So in such cases, I will go to my task manager and I can close it from here. Okay. So the difference between close and alert is close will try to close the browser. Quit will terminate the process. Irrespective of the browser window, what will open on the browser, it doesn't bother. It will just terminate the window. Okay.
Okay.
So if your close doesn't work, means there is something on your browser. So you can go ahead with quit. Okay.
Yes.
So we learn three APIs here. We will learn in this way. So to write any test case, to test anything on the browser, first you should open the browser, right?
Yes.
So to open the browser in Selenium RC, which API we have used?
Yes.
Hmm?
Get
No, no, no. Not here I'm asking. Selenium RC, sorry.
to open the
Yeah,
email.
that's it. Tell the answer. Whatever it is, I don't do anything, right? So tell that. Okay. So,
Open.
yeah, selenium.open we used to open an URL in a browser. There we use selenium.open, right? The equivalent
Yes.
API in Selenium WebDriver is get. In interviews, first they will start with these kind of questions, Swati. If you answer these questions, then only they will continue with rest part of the interview. Okay. In Selenium interview, first they will ask these kind of questions. Which API you will use to open a browser URL? Okay.
Okay.
So in Selenium RC you will use selenium.open. If you don't answer this question, no, they will stop the interview at that point itself. Okay.
Okay.
So remember these APIs. These are the most important APIs. That's why I'm taking this much time. To open
Okay.
an URL in browser, you will use selenium.open in RC. The equivalent API in WebDriver is driver.get. Okay.
Okay.
To close an URL, to close the browser, we will use selenium.close in Selenium RC.
Yes.
In driver, we will use driver.close. Okay.
Okay.
So there open close, here get and close. And
Okay.
there we need to start the server, right? So we will use selenium.start.
Okay.
Here we don't need to start the server, right? So there is no command to start it. Okay. And we have Selenium.stop also there, because after we start the server we need to stop it, right? So there is Selenium.stop also.
Okay.
So that will act as the terminate command. So if you want to terminate something, in Selenium RC we do Selenium.stop.
Okay.
Selenium.close will close the browser. Selenium.stop will terminate the process.
Okay.
So the equivalent API Selenium.stop in Selenium WebDriver is driver.quit.
Okay.
There we learned 4 API: Selenium.start, Selenium.stop, Selenium.open, Selenium.close. Here we have 3 API: driver.get, driver.close, driver.quit. Okay,
Yes.
it's clear, right?
Yes. The last API which actually driver dot
Driver.quit.
quit. Okay.
Yeah, this one you are seeing it right here in my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, driver.get, driver.close. In case of any alerts, you can use driver.quit also. It's good to put both close and quit, Swati. So you will write your test case, right? At the beginning, you will use driver.get to open the browser, to open that website or blog. You will use driver.get. After your test case, at the end of the test case, put these two things: driver.close and driver.quit. Okay.
Okay.
And like we learned in Selenium RC, here also we learn only one API for now. Okay.
Okay.
There to type some text, we learn two API. There to type some text, we learn Selenium.type, right?
Yes. Type.
Yeah. Here we have send keys. So here I have some text box, right? Let me enter some text using WebDriver. So his ID is Q. In Selenium RC, you will directly type selenium.type and you will give identifier, right? But here in WebDriver, as I explained earlier, we will get that element after finding it.
Okay.
So first to find the element, driver dot find element. An API is there to find the element. The API is find element. Okay. And then we should apply your by logic. There we have seen ID, right? So you should give the logic as by ID. Okay.
Okay.
His ID is Q, right? So this Q you need to provide here.
Okay.
Now this is input box. So into that input box, you are sending some key. Swap. Okay. So like Selenium, right? You need to use send keys API. But there it's a single line. Selenium.type and you will give the identifier. But here in WebDriver, first you will give the identifier and you will get the element. After getting the element on top of the element, you will apply send keys API that will enter text into that element. Okay?
Okay.
It's clear, right?
Yes.
So let me run it in debug now. Debug that Java. So this is very important to open, close, to enter context, because most of the test cases, in most part of the test cases, you need to use send keys in WebDriver, type in RC. You need to use click in WebDriver and RC also. To click on a button in both WebDriver and RC, we'll use an API named click only. Okay.
Okay.
After quit is called up. Sorry. I used these two, right? So close the session. I forgot to comment it. So after your test case, you should run. So if you see here, it entered the text Swati here. Okay.
Yes.
So we will use WebDriver in this way to type some text into an input box. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me explain you one more simple example, one more simple API. With that, we will conclude this class. So to click on some element, we have an API named click. Okay.
Okay.
These are links, right? So to identify link elements, there is a way in WebDriver. Driver dot find element you will use. In that you will provide the by logic by link text. There we use link, right, as identifier.
Yes.
Here we will use link text API. So that will accept the text of the link as a parameter. By using the text of the link, it will identify the element. After finding that element, on top of web element you have click API, right?
Okay.
So that click you can call. Let me run this. So it identifies the element, it clicked on chapter 1 link. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. So in most of the test cases, we will do this type and click operations, right? That's why I try to explain only these APIs in the first class of WebDriver. Okay. So to open a browser URL using WebDriver, which API we will use? We will use driver.get. Okay.
Get.
So to type something, first you need to find the element. So to find the element, which API we use in WebDriver,
Fine.
driver.element. So in find element, you should provide a by logic. So by dot, you can choose anything. By dot ID or by dot name, by dot link text, by dot partial text, anything you can use. Okay.
Okay.
We will look at all kind of type in the next class.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, to click after finding the element, you will get web element, right?
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
there are two APIs named send keys. Send keys will be used to type some text into input box.
Input box.
Click API will be used to click on an element. So totally 6 API for this class. Driver.get, driver.quit, driver.close, driver.find element, driver.send element. Oh,
Then
so these are APIs on the driver. Then after driver.find element will give us element, right? Web element.
yes.
So on web element we learn two API. One is element.click. Second one is element.sendKeys. SendKeys will be used to type some text into an element. Click will be used to perform click on top of an element. Okay. Okay, so that's it for today.
మీ వెబ్సైట్ లో ఏమన్నా యాక్చువల్ గా డిఫరెంట్